Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited today to show you my everyday makeup routine. I figured this would be extremely relatable and helpful to anyone that's even just starting to get into makeup. It's really simple, really easy to do. I don't use any products that are like super expensive or anything like that. You could totally mimic it with any of your products as well. So this is what I do every single day. I am a teacher full-time, so the only difference that I do is today I'm wearing concealer, and I don't typically wear concealer. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I wear glasses most of the time. If I'm not wearing my contacts, I typically just skip the concealer because it usually gets like all on my glasses and everything, and I hate that. If you want to see my everyday makeup routine, then keep on watching. So I went in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Spray and just sprayed a little bit of that on. I go in with my Benefit Professionals, and I'm just gonna place this like right on my cheekbones, like the apples of my cheeks, and a little bit in the T-zone because that's usually where like my pores are bigger. So I'll usually rub that in my skin, usually like right here. Sometimes I use a hydrating primer. It really depends on what my skin is like that day. Like if I'm more dry, I'll use a hydrating primer. It really just like depends, but the primers I do like to change up. L'Oreal Infallible, this is the color 204. This is the foundation I've been wearing every single day lately. It's just been really like laying on my skin nicely. It has good coverage. It's not like separating or anything where I can get really dry. The only thing I do find that I can't find in a foundation is one that doesn't wear off like around my mouth. Like that happens all the time to me, and I cannot. Like, it's probably because I'm constantly, like, I blow my nose a lot. I'm always, like, touching my face. So, it's always the first place to wear off. And I'm using the Tarte foundation brush for this. And I'm just kind of buffing this into the skin all over. I don't do this, like, in any certain way. I'm going to go in with concealer. I actually don't typically do concealer every day. Because most days I'm wearing my glasses, and I don't like to wear concealer with it because I feel like my glasses kind of cover up my dark circles anyway. And if you wear glasses, you know the struggle of getting it stuck right here on it no matter what happens. Like I'll try and do extra powder, but it always just kind of gets stuck on the glasses. So I don't typically wear concealer on a daily basis, but today I'm going to go run errands and stuff, so I want to wear concealer. I'm going to put my contacts in. Art Shape Tape. And this color is a little bit light on me, so what I've been doing is just mixing it with another Tarte color. This is in the color Light Neutral, and then I mix it with a little bit of tan, which tan is really dark for me, but I'll just add a little bit of that, and that kind of helps diffuse the colors. Beauty Blender, this is the light pink one. Set everything, I'm going to use the NYX finishing powder in the color Banana for under my eyes, and I'm just going to kind of press that into my under eyes a little bit. I like to use a yellowy shade under my eyes because I think it helps to brighten it up. And I go in with my Bare Minerals Bare Pro, and this is in the color Natural 11, and I like to just use this. This is a really nice face powder, and I just use this to kind of set everything else and just really press it into the skin. When you use a setting powder, you don't really want to swipe it because it'll move like the foundation and everything around, especially if it's still pretty wet. So I try and just kind of like dab that, press it into the skin. And I don't use a lot, I just do enough so that way I don't feel like really wet. Face Chocolate Soleil, this is like my daily everyday makeup routine, so I'm just so like quick with it. At this point it takes me like 10 minutes to do my makeup in the morning because I've been doing this particular routine for so long. This is a MAC 134 brush. I like it for bronzer because it's a little bit longer, it's not perfectly round. So I can really get like under the cheekbones here. Now this is not contouring. We're just kind of bronzing the skin, warming it up. You want to focus on the outside of your skin when you're bronzing, so that's all I'm doing here. If I do feel like I'm getting a little bit washed out, I'll just go over it like this with whatever's left on the brush. My MAC Blunt, and I go in with a MAC, so worn off. I think it's a 168. I always contour right under my cheekbones. Hopefully this lighting is okay. I have my ring light on like full blast, but I'm still new at using this ring light, so I'm trying to figure out like what settings work and what doesn't work. My last makeup tutorial that I posted with the Cherry palette, which I will link below, I go full in-depth, full face with that tutorial, but I changed the settings, and then as I was editing it, because I kept like lowering the lighting as I was doing that one, and then as I edited it, I was like, this is a little bit, like I could have went brighter. So I have the settings on like really bright right now, which every time I look up, I swear I'm getting blinded, but hopefully you can see better. I've been using the Milani highlighter in number 2 Strobe Light Day Glow. I guess that's the color. I've been using this one like every day. It's really, really nice. It's drugstore, so it's super cheap. And then I'm just going to put that at the high points of my face. NARS blush in Madly. This is a really good like nude blush. It's not super pink. So if you are not a blush person, but you want to maybe start transitioning into becoming one, I know that's what happened to me. I never used blush. And then as I started to like want to branch out in it more, I started using more of like tan shades first to get me used to wearing it. Sometimes I'll add a pink one over that, so I'm going to do that today and just add a little bit of MAC in Fun Ending. This is a satin blush. This is a really pretty, just like baby pink. Let me zoom you in for the eyeballs. Ooh. First, sometimes I like to just brush them out because they're a hairy hot mess. Lately, I've been using the IT Brow Power. This is the Universal Taupe Brow Pencil. This one is really cool because you can, if you want it to go on darker, you just brush a little bit harder, or you press a little bit harder. If you want it to go lighter, you just use a lighter hand. So this is a good brow pencil if you're just getting started and you don't really know what color you want to use. This is a good one because you can kind of make the color how you want it. I'm just kind of outlining the shape exactly that I want, and when you're doing your brows, you really want to stick to what your brow shape is. If you try to make it like too fake, you're going to be able to tell. And I go through with my ABH dip brow. The reason that I go in with the dip brow after is because I feel like I have a lot of bare skin. Like I have a scar, a lot of hair doesn't grow right here. So by using the dip brow, I'm able to keep it on there and it lasts a lot longer. Like if I just do a pencil, I feel like it wears off. If I rub it or touch it or anything like that, it always wears off. And then while the dip brow dries, I will curl my eyelashes. I go in with the Lancome Lash Primer. I always use a lash primer. I just feel like it makes a difference. I think it adds like an extra layer of mascara. I've never been a person that just keeps loading on mascara multiple layers, because when I do that, it gets like super chunky and I hate that. I'm using my MAC Extended Play Lash for the bottom lash line because this brush is so tiny. Decay Perversion Mascara. And the last thing I like to do is just go through with a clean spoolie to kind of brush out my brow so that way I don't have any super harsh lines from the dip brow. I always get some mascara on my eyes. I usually set my makeup with the Urban Decay setting spray, but I'm like really dry today, which I should have totally used a hydrating primer, but I didn't think I was that dry until I got like really close to my face. So I'm gonna go with the MAC Fix Plus to set my makeup. Alright guys, that's it for today's look. I don't typically do a lipstick or anything like that. I'll usually just wear chapstick during the day. This is what I do every single day, with the exception of the concealer. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. So I like to do something really simple. I'm a teacher full-time, so I don't typically like throw on a bunch of eyeshadow. Definitely don't really wear lipstick during the day. And this is all I know how to do with my hair, is straighten it. So I either do this, put it half up, half down, or it's up in a ponytail. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions, definitely let me know down below. If you have any questions about any products or anything like that, let me know. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Like this video if it was helpful. Hit that little bell so that way you get notified every time I upload a new video. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave. It really helps out my channel. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.